There are two things you need to do to avoid feeling powerless. Since you clicked this, I feel like there's a chance you might understand me. Sometimes my brothers talk about comic books for a long time and I can't join in, which kind of doesn't feel nice, especially if I'm stuck with them. But I know that I can't change the subject or something like that because they're happy, and I'm not gonna ruin that just for myself. And sometimes it feels like I keep having to move away from my friends for my career or for their careers or for their lives, and it's kind of really painful when the people you love can't be around you for the sake of both of you being able to prosper. Or have you ever had when you have a meeting or a class and the bus just doesn't show up and the taxi's not coming? It's quite hard. Like typos. Those are the type of things that you can't control, but there's a solution, which is what this video is about. It's about how to not feel powerless. We need to keep in mind that your mindset is everything, because this guy told us once at school about how his mindset of a criminal already had him in prison before he got arrested, and the mindset that he learned in prison already had him free before he was released. Keeping that in mind, I just want to talk about how there are two things you need to do to avoid feeling powerless. So, you need to learn how to deal with problems that you can't fix. Don't give up on problems. You need to try and solve something before you decide that it's unsolvable. But when you find a problem that you can't fix, there's a metaphor that works for that, which is that you're not going to go and fight a lion. If there's a lion on your way home, you're going to walk around it to get home. You're going to make a new way. And that's exactly what you need to do when you find a problem that you can't solve. You need to make a new way. You need to go around it, you need to go under it, you need to go over it, you need to do what you gotta do so as to not come face to face with that problem if it's insurmountable and it's going to hurt you to do that. The second thing you need to do is learn to deal with people that you can't beat, because there's always going to be someone that's better than you at something specific. Not at everything, just at one thing. And what you need to do in those situations is, there's a proverb which I think applies really well, which is that if someone can eat like a man, they should sit at the man's table. Now, what does that mean? You should give people respect and acknowledgement. When you meet someone who has a skill or some kind of a talent which you don't have, then what you need to do is acknowledge them. You need to figure out a way of dealing with that person in a way that isn't creating conflict with them, because creating conflict doesn't solve every situation. So if you learn to do those two things, learn to deal with problems you can solve and learn to deal with people you can't beat, you will never feel powerless again. Probably. I mean, I'm still trying, right? I'm on Twitter and stuff. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. There was another week where I talked about material attachments. You should go look at that. That might be good for you. I hope you enjoyed this, and